All right, the time is here. Take advantage. If you're interested in promoting your brand here at Viral Hip Hop News, music, brand, or even yourself, email me, Sam Ant at dlsmediainc1@gmail.com for more information. Don't wait. Let's go.
I want to address the elephant in the room real quick, and that's Jay-Z. Everybody's been talking about Jay-Z, Jay-Z, Jay-Z. First, why is he so silent? And everybody's saying that Jay-Z is going to be next. I keep seeing
Well,
it everywhere.
I've been saying that from day one of Mr. Cosby. I stood
Right.
on the steps of Montgomery Courthouse and I said, you know, Jay-Z, President Obama, LeBron James, they're not going to let you leave here as King James. They didn't let Mr. Cosby leave as America's dad. They're not going to have that happen. If you guys sit back idle and you don't come and stand with us and so show solidarity and put our resources together, you open yourself up. The only thing that's saving Jay-Z right now is his relationship with the Obamas and him being married to Beyonce.
Wow. Ooh,
However,
you got to break
don't
that.
don't believe and think they're gonna allow America to have two black dynasties.
Ooh.
And you gotta understand, Jay-Z opened himself up at the Grammys when he criticized them.
Mhm.
Yeah. Ooh.
When you criticize the gatekeeper and you talk about your wife has won more Grammys than anybody who has gotten album of the year. No, you're attacking our own. How dare you? Who do you think you are? We let you, and then you're gonna take the Grammy Award and sip champagne out of it.
Right. Yep.
Look, the heat's coming. But what they're saying to Jay-Z, look, you're gonna have to be quiet. Because just last year, Diddy had a party at his LA home and you were there.
Right beside him. Yep.
Y'all were dapping it up. So, Jay-Z, you don't think Jay-Z's being interviewed right now?
Ooh.
Yes,
Look,
he is.
how are we going to allow you, this black man, to be over providing all of the entertainment for the Super Bowl halftime show, NBA All-Star game? And what Jay-Z has to understand, they have used you to take down other black people like the Chris Browns of the world. Look, Chris Brown
Ooh.
page is dead.
Ooh. Wow.
I remember being with Chris Brown. I have a photo I could send to you guys. My
Mhm.
my daughter was young. She was probably maybe 11 years old. My nephew at the time, he's doing federal time because he tried to rob a bank. He was probably 10 at the time, and some other young people. And these guys out of Chicago reached out to me because it was this young guy, Chris Brown. They was like, "We want you to meet him and possibly work with him." Man, when I met Chris Brown, I'll send you the photo, Sam.
Mhm.
Um, when I met him, he was this 19-year-old with no tattoos, just clean,
Mhm.
doing backflips, and just a clean cut guy. And when you look at him now, man, because he's so angry and he's so frustrated. I'm not saying anything's about wrong with a tattoo. I'm just saying you look at how his image has changed because he's frustrated, because how he's being treated. First off, he was a young man when that happened with Rihanna. At the
Yep.
time, Rihanna was calling him, telling him happy birthday.
Mhm.
They had a cordial relationship. But what I'm saying, we have to stop tearing down each other. One thing you've never seen me go on any platform and tear down my own people. I give insight to what's going on, but I
Right.
don't say this person is a bad person. But I have to remind people that if we have a show of unity, imagine if Mr. Cosby, Sean Combs, Sean Carter, uh, Russell Simmons, Robert Kelly, if they all came together and stood together and they pull their resources together and say, you know what, we're going to set up some type of fund or nonprofit where we're going to dump each 40 to 50 million dollars in here, and we're going to make sure that people have proper representation, because everybody deserves representation, because we're going to make sure the government cannot just come after us and make up, alleged allegations, because anyone can make up an accusation. Just because there's an accusation out there doesn't mean it's true.
Right.
But we live in a world now, social media, where the government and mainstream media has said, you know what, let's throw a bone to these so-called influencers.
Mm.
They give our so-called influencers enough to say, okay, well, you get to be monetized. All you're probably making is maybe $25, or max maybe $800. Some people,
Right.
only a select few are making the millions of dollars. They have to give a select few of us the opportunity to have 20, 30 million followers, like Kai Cenat or whatever the guy name is.
Yeah.
They because they have to say we're being fair.
Mm.
And we fall for it, and we was like, well, yeah, they got, but they only got 5 people that look like us, who making 4 million a year off of
Yeah.
social media.
Yeah.
Now, if we stop drinking the Kool-Aid and falling for the okie doke, because now they used to hold our neck back and force the Kool-Aid down our throat. We willingly drink the Kool-Aid now.
Oh yeah, heck yeah. Oh
We
yeah.
willingly drink it now, and we willingly go on these platforms with no evidence, no proof. We have nobody from the business on. You guys are one of the few platforms that bring actual people on who have knowledge in that industry to educate the public. We have to quit falling for that game, because first of all, it's boring.
Mm-hmm.
And for Mr. Combs, look, I wish him the best. He can overcome this, but he can't overcome it unless you got somebody who's done it before.
Now, Diddy's track record, right, over the years, we've heard so many rumors about this dude the last 20 years, his sexuality, like I said, his business practices. For the most part, this is him. He stays silent. You know what I mean? He doesn't go out there. He's not throwing lawsuits. He's not really defending himself publicly. He kind of just lets things ride. Like, for example, like a 50 Cent. You're not talking about a 50 Cent the way you talk about Diddy. You have a lawsuit on your table in 20 minutes. You're not going to take us if you have a lawsuit on your table in 20 minutes. Yeah. So should Diddy, in your opinion, maybe change up some of that? And I know you alluded to earlier in the conversation, maybe him not personally coming out here and saying it, but some type of representation. Or if he were to say something, going on the right platform and saying it, given the opportunity to make sure he puts the narrative the way it needs to be. Do you think he will do it, in your opinion?
Look, this is a different element for a different Sean Combs now.
Yeah.
Sean Combs has never faced the Homeland Security investigative team raiding his homes. It might have been a lawsuit here and there. Somebody suing for their publishings.
Right.
But we've never seen Sean Combs face civil suits at this level. Right. Not at a level where we have a hashtag Me Too.
Mm-hmm.
He's never seen this before. Silence is a beautiful thing. Look, I will always tell someone, when they reach your Miranda rights, they tell you have the right to remain silent. He does have the right to remain silent, but you got to find those surrogates that could go out on your behalf and say, this is not the man that I know.
Yeah.
And you got to pull those individuals out now while you have some lifelines left. I always say, you have when allegations like these happen, you have a small window to cash in your poker chips. You got a small window to cash in those favors. So now is the time to say, hey, Mary, I need you. Mary, I need what as soon as the allegations happened against Mr. Cosby, the first person I called and asked to come out on his behalf at the height of it all in December of 2014 was Felicia Rashad.
Right.
So he has to start pooling those people because he has to create his own jury pool. Because they have tainted the jury pool against him now. They have shown you that no man who has a sexual assault allegation waged against him and charges have been filed is going to win in the Southern District of New York. Donald Trump didn't win. Robert Kelly didn't win. Jeffrey Epstein didn't win.
Right.
They have Harvey Weinstein didn't win.
Right.
All in New York. They have shown you that when they select a juror supposed to be of your peers, and you have to understand, and research has shown it, that the level of education of a juror is 7th grade.
Wow.
Research shows that. Go do the research. And what I'm saying, you have to be out now putting information out there to potential jurors.
Because public perception is important, and that's pretty much what they're riding off of.
Right, because you got two courtrooms. You got the courtroom where the case will happen, and then you got the courtroom on the steps and outside, the court of public opinion.
Yeah.
If you don't win on the courtroom outside, how do you win inside? Because right now, okay, tell me when you go and you have most jurors are sequestered. Nobody's sequestered right now because charges have not been filed. So while they have not been sequestered,
great point,
and they have the capabilities of being on their phone, watching social media, listening to the news, reshape your narrative.
Yeah, absolutely.
Reshape the narrative right now. Because you have the ability right now to control the message. You have the ability right now to control the mind. You still have influence. Look, you gave Howard University $1 million. They took your money, didn't give it back, but took your name off everything. We've seen that story before where they did it to Bill Cosby. Every university, PWIs and HBCUs, took the money and gave nothing back. You're not going to get that goodwill ambassador money back.
Right.
Those people have already formulated an opinion of you. You have to reach the mind of the 7th grader. You have to reach that mindset that's going to die to get on a jury, overseeing a potential Diddy trial, alleged Diddy trial. Because why? They see a book opportunity in it for them.